Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to the Fantasy Forecast for Monday, May 2nd, 2016. We have a two-game slate today. It's a short one. I'm doing results real fast since I haven't done a video like that recently. This is my two-day slate that I was showing you guys on yesterday's video. You can see all the entries: league 1 for 4, 2 for 5, everything else. My recommended cash entry to you guys was this 5-person league right here. It scored 289.3. This was definitely enough, and you can compare against the last video, to win a cash game yesterday. So if I told you guys take cash, for on this lineup, and this was a winning cash lineup. So 50-50 or double up games. It did not win a GPP, and I'll prove that to you right now, because I played a slightly different lineup that I considered to be a tournament lineup, and it didn't score. Notice I'm in the $1, and I'm at 290.6, and I'm at 0. So you would need to be higher than that. I think you need to be around 9,000. The winning score was 293 to get you 26 cents, 293.5 really, with that 0.6. I needed another 3 points. If I had gotten 3 points somehow, somewhere, some way, then this lineup would have paid off. But that's okay, and I'm not worried about that because these were cash winning lineups. Now look at the other scores that came along, though, from the optimals, guys. We had a 295 on one of the NBA salary caps and a 297. Those were the rotos. So out of the three, like Roto Grinders, Roto Wire, and Roto QL, 2 out of those 3 hit 295 and 297. And this 303, this lineup actually came from Fantasy Pros, the one that I'm always dissing all the time. Everyone else did for shit, but they actually handed out 3 lineups other than my own that would have won because you needed 293 to win. Like I said on that GPP, 295, 297, and 303. Paying attention to the optimals, guys, can be really important sometimes, and that's why I wait to get them, even on shorter slates. You want to see where the value is. You want to analyze. It makes sense. Okay, let's move into upcoming lineups. I've already got this set up. This is today's first lineup, optimal for today. We're going in a little bit of a different order. I believe this is Roto Wire. Let me check. I have a lot of stuff here today because I'm adding in, there's been so many bans with fantasy sports in several states. Texas got banned today. We have a DraftKings segment at the end here. So we're going through a little faster. We're doing extra projections, but we need to get through it all, and it's still a little confusing for me to get it all done here. So give me a moment, guys, while I run through it and make sure I've got the right ones in front of us. This is Roto QL. Okay. Roto QL today. Kyrie Irving and Westbrook in the point guard positions. Also, we're going to make commentary as we go here. It's going to be easier, okay? Irving, 38.3 points projection. I love it. I think it's a little low. Cleveland's the winning team today. They're at home. Westbrook, they haven't figured out an answer yet for San Antonio. The projection of 47.5 is off. It's too high. Westbrook is a 4 times value today at best, which would be 43, and I think you're looking, honestly, more around what we saw yesterday, which could be something scary, 38, 35, when you pay 10-6. Same thing for Durant later on, guys, too. I'm going to repeat my commentary on that. They have J.R. Smith and Waiters at the shot guard position. J.R. is projecting at 26. Waiters is projecting at 26. No problems with either of those projections. Those can be true. I got LeBron James and Bazemore and the small forward. LBJ is projecting at 52. I like that projection. Bazemore is projecting at 35. That could also be a surprise good projection, guys. Think about that. Everyone's going to be wanting to get the other. There's another small forward in there that's really expensive. You can put it. Besides Durant. You don't. Bazemore is totally fine today, guys, honestly. He really will do okay against Cleveland at the 5,500 price. At power forward, you have Millsap and you have David West. Millsap's projecting at 45 points. David West is projecting at 24 points. And Enes Kanter at center is projecting at 31 points. And I think that is highly optimistic. I'd be taking Steven Adams today over Kanter. Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess it all depends on who they decide to start. They're going to have to shake things up a little bit. They weren't able to do things right the other way, so maybe they'll think Kanter's the way to run. I'm not sure. It's a possibility, but I think that's more of a gamble. I would be going with a more, well, if you could call it secure choice at center. There aren't many choices at center. The center position sucks today, along with the shot guard position, basically because it's a 2-game slate. What are you going to do? Now, I'll explain that there is a 4-game slate you guys can do over the next 2 games, but we're going to talk about that at the end in a separate video, because I'll have time to do that. We're analyzing today, which has only 3 hours left. Roto QL is projecting this lineup at 324 after all the projections I gave you. This is Roto Grinders, or no, Roto Wire. Roto Wire has Westbrook and Parker in the point guard positions, J.R. Smith and Korver at the shot guard, James and Bazemore at the small forward, Aldridge and Love at the power forward positions, and Thompson for the center. Tristan Thompson finally got moved over since he's been running there, which is good. He really wasn't a power forward. He deserves to be in the center section, which is nice at his price, too. Let me give you projections on those. Points and minutes for each of these. Westbrook, 45 points, 37 minutes. Parker, 22 points, 27 minutes. J.R. Smith, 24 points, 34 minutes. Kyle Korver, 20 points, 35 minutes. LBJ, 50 points, 40 minutes. Bazemore, 23 points, 32 minutes. LaMarcus Aldridge, 37 points, 33 minutes. Kevin Love, 36 points, 35 minutes. Tristan Thompson, 25 points, 33 minutes. And that is a wonderful value, guys, there, if that's correct. I really like the value on Tristan Thompson today. Okay, and that is RotoWire. They're projecting their optimal lineup at 282. And the last Roto Grinders, which I was able to get. This doesn't have projections, it's just their optimal, so I'll read it off. Westbrook and Schroeder at the point guard, Waiters and Ginobili at the shot guard, James and Durant for small forward, Ibaka and Aldridge at power forward, and Tristan Thompson for the center. Let's get on to a couple of the more fun ones. I think this is Daily Fantasy Cafe. Daily Fantasy Cafe has for us today, is it them? Or is it Fantasy Pros? Or it must be Daily Fantasy Nerd. Give me a second, guys. This one takes a second because I can only run them once per day and it tracks it. So the pictures of... Yeah, here we are. Westbrook and Parker. Westbrook projecting at 51 points. Parker projecting at 23 points. I also have minutes too. 39 minutes for Westbrook and 28 minutes for Parker. At shot guard, I got Smith and Ginobili. Ginobili's projecting at 24 points and 36 minutes. 19 points and 20 minutes. And J.R. Smith, I just got him confused there. J.R. Smith, right above him, is projecting at the 24 points over 36 minutes. At small forward, we got LeBron James and Bazemore. LeBron is projecting at 53 points on 42 minutes, and Bazemore is projecting at 26 points on 33 minutes. Kevin Love is projecting at 36 points on 36 minutes, and Millsap is projecting at 40 points on 37 minutes. Tristan Thompson, to finish it out, is projecting 23 points on 30 minutes. And that is Daily Fantasy Nerd for today. So then the next one must be Daily Fantasy Cafe. I'm sorry for the confusing order, guys. This is just how it came out. Daily Fantasy Cafe is projecting this. Oh, by the way, the last one was projected at 293 total score. This one's projected at 287. Westbrook is projecting at 49 points, and Teague is projecting at 35 points for point guard. You got Ginobili and Korver for shot guard. Ginobili's projecting at 17 points. Korver's projecting at 18 points. At small forward, you have LBJ and Bazemore. Bazemore's projecting at 29 points. LeBron's projecting at 46 points. You got Serge Ibaka and Millsap for power forward. Serge's projecting for 25, and Millsap's projecting for 43. And at center, you have Cantor. And Cantor's projecting for 25 points. Total lineup score is 287. And that's pretty good for today. I think it's going to be another 290 day. If the projections on any of these hold out, then we'll see what we're supposed to see. And the winner from yesterday, Fantasy Pros. I tell you guys, that I don't really like them, but heck, they were able to pull something out of their ass yesterday. It was 303, was the best one of everyone on the board, so I'll give it out again. Fantasy pros for today: Westbrook and Schroeder in the point guard. We got Westbrook projecting at 49, Schroeder projecting at 20. At the shot guard, we got Waiters and Ginobili. Waiters is projecting at 17. Ginobili is projecting at 18. We got James and Durant. LBJ is projecting at 45. KD is projecting at 46. You got Kevin Love and Ibaka. Kevin Love's projecting at 32. Ibaka's projecting at 25. And you got Tim Duncan for center. And Duncan's projecting for 25 for a total score of 278. And that's Fantasy Pros. And they were slower yesterday. They just outperformed, and sometimes that does happen, guys. I can readjust this, guys, and make this a little better for everybody, too. I didn't even realize. I'll see a little nicer there. Cool. Okay, so that's Fantasy Pros for today. And that pretty much does all of those except for my optimal now. Now, my optimal lineup, it's a 2-game slate, guys, so it's going to be difficult, but I do have it in cash. I also have it in tournament. I just kind of feel that you're going to need to fade Westbrook and Durant again. I think San Antonio is going to eviscerate them. I think they're going to just destroy them like it's a Mortal Kombat game. I'm not kidding. They're like, how you beat your opponent at the end of those old school video games and it says, finish him. And if you typed in some kind of cool combo move, then it would like slice their head off or you rip their spine out or something cool. Well, Westbrook got his ass eaten alive by Kwame Leonard the other day. And I'm sorry, it's just probably going to happen again. Statistically, that's the best matchup for them to put him on, and I don't see why they're going to change that. Now, Oklahoma City's going to try to, get some more screening out of it and try to move around more to try to avoid but Kwame is that good. He'll keep up, and that's the thing. They've never had a defense like this that they've really faced in detail all the way through for 7 games, and San Antonio's defense is unparalleled. You're looking at a team, Oklahoma, that doesn't really care about defense, because they get it done by offense. They always have, and they're like, we'll get it done somehow. Well, yeah, they can score 100 points, but it doesn't matter if they give up 125 to a team like San Antonio. They're going to have to find a way to show some defense, and they don't really have any players that do it that well. I mean, honestly, besides Westbrook. So where are you going to put? You're going to put Kwame Leonard on Westbrook every single game, every time. And it's going to leave Durant opened up a bit more. I do think Durant at some point will pay in this series, but I'm not sure if it's tonight on San Antonio home court. I think they're going to need another schooling before they really realize they need to shake things up a bit. So I'm fading both those guys today, and then it's just a matter of picking your winners. You'll see that this is a Cleveland triple stack along with, it's still an Atlanta triple stack, and the winner is the game score. I think this game scores higher for both of those teams and the San Antonio team than Oklahoma can score. And so if I target the players just right at pricing too, Schroeder gives me minutes at 3,500. I can definitely afford him. It's a punt play, no question. Shot guard position sucks today, guys. You have a choice between Ginobili there, or you could take Dion Waiters for Oklahoma City. Both choices are kind of questionable, but Ginobili can see extra time in a blowout, or he could not. I mean, actually, he scored he did decent with only 15 minutes on the Game 1's blowout, which is crazy. But, if he scores 21 fantasy points again at the 3,700 price on this horrible shot guard slate, I'll take it. Corver's a minutes play. Your only other play here is J.R. Smith, guys, and it's about minutes. The thing is with Cleveland, at that point, I've quadruple stacked, and I didn't really think it was necessary, and when I looked at some of the numbers too, you definitely want James tonight. He's going to be a center of scoring. James should be a lock everywhere, cash and tournament. I don't care who you are or what you are. Now, you can also pull in Leonard here too, but, people will go Bazemore, people will do other things, but James should be a lock for you guys. And I think Leonard is going to do more than his 4 times value that he showed the other night. I think this is his night a little bit more, and Aldridge slows down a little. They tend to play on and off, and if Leonard gets more pressure, but I expect Leonard will put up a 50-point fantasy game tonight, and Aldridge's game is going to be more something like that 35. It's not wonderful, but I'll still take it on a 2-game slate, so I have him. And they're the only two. Well, actually, it's a triple San Antonio stack. I didn't even notice that. So I've got 3 players from 3 teams. It's a triple stack on 3 teams, and that's it. Moving on, you got Millsap. Millsap's one of the only guys beside Korver and Schroeder are going to get their minutes, but Millsap's the only guy that can stop or do anything for Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is slightly more porous, which is helpful. But Atlanta's going to lose the series. Cleveland's clearly the better team. And that's why Tristan Thompson for the center at the end there at 4,500, even with only playing 22, 25 minutes, he's going to definitely get his value there. And Aldridge, let's just see that he has the same type of game and puts away the Oklahoma again the same way. Pop has these schemes, and I have a feeling that they're going to come out preparing to play the way that San Antonio kind of just destroyed them in Game 1. And I think Pop has another way to play them, and he's going to do the same exact thing, only just have it switched around a little bit. And we're going to see another destruction tonight, and they're going to walk away 2-0 and really demoralized. But you see this stuff on home court, and they'll have time to think about it. They'll have time to look at film and also look at Game 1 and see how they do their switches. And I think we're going to see a much better game in Game 3. I think your key to winning, though, cash today, guys, is picking the winners of the games. You'll notice that's what I've done, though, basically. Other than, the stack with Atlanta and Cleveland, just hoping that one stays closer. Don't take Oklahoma because they're probably going to lose some points. Take San Antonio for the extra points on it because you have a team. Go ahead and triple stack your players in there and take the punt. And then basically take your Cleveland-Atlanta game, which is probably going to be higher scoring, and there you have it. All right, guys, that is the fantasy forecast portion for... I'll leave it on there real fast. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's it. That's my optimal lineup for today. Now we got to move on to DraftKings. Okay, let's go to my upcomings. We're going to start, and I don't know how these are ordered, to be honest with you. I'm going to show my optimal first, and I'll just explain my optimal to you guys since I've been explaining stuff anyways. I put it in the free contest. My entry here. DraftKings pricing is obviously different. I still have Irving. I still think he's going to be a center. I have James, I have Love, and I have Thompson. I did a quadruple stack. I think DraftKings is very similar to FanDuel in that... let me refocus too for you guys. I think FanDuel is very similar, guys, in the fact that, and DraftKings, the one thing they give you here is they show you opponent ranks against and stuff like that, and the fantasy scoring formulas are a little bit different. Sometimes there's bonuses if you hit triple doubles, which Westbrook was doing all the time. So, other than that, though, I have the Cleveland triple stack because I want Cleveland more than I want Atlanta. I think they're going to win. And I want San Antonio more than I want Oklahoma. But I got two San Antonio players. I got Danny Green and Aldridge. The pricing is much tighter. I could not get Kwame. I can't get them all. Not on the 50,000 salary with 8 players. It can't be done. So I'll take Danny Green, hope he gets his time and his minutes again, does another really nice performance. I don't expect 30 points again, like fantasy-wise FanDuel. I don't know how it equates over here, but whatever he scored, I'm expecting it to be a little bit lighter, but that's okay. And then, I've got 2 Oklahoma City players, but I got cheaper ones. I took Steven Adams because I think he's undervalued at center. His price is actually a little bit more on FanDuel, and on a lower salary cap base, when I see a pricing on a player like that, he's 45, I think it's a good deal. So I grabbed Steven Adams there at the center, and I took Waiters as well for your guard position farther down because he's also cheaper than at FanDuel, which is surprising because FanDuel's on a $60,000 salary, and so these guys are on a $50,000 salary. And you have to think with 8 positions, okay, well, then how much is it per person? And the way it works out is there's a 6,125 versus 6,666. Players should cost about 10% more on FanDuel. So when players, are within that, if they're more than 10%, I tend to stray away. DraftKings pricing is tough. LeBron James is a no-brainer. Same price on both sides, you got to grab him. I mean, you want LeBron on DraftKings today, period, as well. There's no question on that. Kyrie Irving, though, he's more expensive here than he would be there. He could be fadeable here. You could go with someone else. It's possible. But Marcus Aldridge, on the other hand, I think he's cheaper here than he is on, and that would be a case of grab him all day long. These players should be a little bit cheaper if you think about it, but not much cheaper. It's just, It's the way the formulas and the scoring works out. I'll try to explain that in another video later. Tristan Thompson, though, you guys, you can see right there, 4,100 versus 4,500. That's a 10% underneath difference. Grab Tristan Thompson all day long. It's a utility, especially when you see, or just, fit him in wherever, if he's on center or if he's on power forward on DraftKings. I'm not sure exactly where they stuck him, but. So this was my optimal lineup for today. I don't even know how much salary is remaining on it. Probably nothing, but. So I have Kyrie Irving and Danny Green. Then I have LeBron James and Kevin Love. Steven Adams. That's your main lineup. And then I have for your extra guard, Waiters, your extra forward, Aldridge, and your utility player, Thompson. Okay, that's me. And now let's go on to some of the other ones. I was able to get some optimal lineups for you guys to compare against. I just have to figure out how this is done. This is the first one. And I have to figure out which ones they go with. So give me a moment, guys. I have Roto Grinders, I believe, and I had to do them a certain way. Is it this it? This one says Westbrook and Martin. Which one has Martin? Give me a second, guys. I really do apologize for this because it's kind of hard for me to figure out which ones go with which. And I'll find Fantasy Pros. That's what I'll do. I'll go through each of my pictures here and then I'll find which ones they go with. There's another one. No, that's Kwame Miller. There's one. I don't see Kwame. This is it, Roto Grinders. Okay, so Roto Grinders for today has Westbrook, Kevin Martin, LeBron James, LaMarcus Aldridge, Enes Kanter, then Dennis Schroeder, Kwame Leonard, and Channing Frye. And they don't give me projections on it the way they do with the others. I'm sorry, so that's just what that one is. Let's move out of there. Go back to upcoming. I'm learning how to do this, guys, piece by piece. I've done poker. Let's look at this entry. Okay. And this one is Westbrook and Smith. This is probably the one I was having problems fitting in. Yeah, because it was from RotoWire, and they don't optimize it the way you would expect it to be optimized. But I can give you projections with this one. Westbrook is projecting at 49 points and 37 minutes. J.R. Smith is projecting at 26 points on 34 minutes. These are DraftKings points. LeBron James is projecting at 54 points on 40 minutes. The minutes are probably the same as what I said before. The players could be different. At power forward, we have Scott. And Mike Scott is projecting at 15 DraftKings points over 19 minutes. They have Tim Duncan for the center. He's projecting at 24 points for 22 minutes. We have Schroeder for the guard. He's projecting at 20 points over 20 minutes. We have Kevin Durant projecting at 45 points for 38 minutes. And Tristan Thompson in utility projecting at 27 points for 33 minutes. Awesome, I got that one. Nailed it. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Perfect. This one, guys, is RotoQL. I have Westbrook projecting at 54 points. Waiters projecting at 27 points. I have James projecting at 55 points. West projecting at 24 points. Enes Kanter projecting at 33 points. Andre Miller projecting at 20 points. Bazemore projecting at 37 points. And KD projecting at 51 points. For a total lineup of 300 on the score for the projection and a salary of exactly $50,000. Nice. And then moving on to the last one. I'm going to try to have more, but I couldn't do Daily Fantasy Nerd. So this was Fantasy Pros, who won very well on ours FanDuel side yesterday. On today's side, it's got Westbrook and Ginobili. Let's see. Westbrook projecting at 53 at the point guard. Ginobili at the shot guard projecting at 20. At small forward, LBJ is projecting at 48. At power forward, Chris Humphreys, he's projecting at 14. They went cheap there. At center, they got Mozgov. They went cheap there too. He's also projecting at 14. Well, Humphreys is projecting at 15, actually. Sorry. Schroeder is projecting at 22 DraftKings points at the guard position. At forward, they got Durant, and he's projecting at 50. And at utility, they have Millsap. You can't see him, but I just brought him up there so you could. And he's projecting at 40 points. Okay, so that should be all of the lineups. I hope they were all showing. I don't know if the last person showed, but at least if you listened to the audio, it worked for you there. And then I will go back over, like I normally do, to the one that I recommend. Changes not be saved. That's fine. No, let's just go to my entry. And my recommended one right here. Oh, it's because I was going into edit, I suppose. I don't know. But I recommend you take Irving at the point guard, Danny Green at the shot guard, at the small forward, LeBron James, at the power forward, Kevin Love, at the center, Steven Adams, at the guard, Dion Waiters, at the forward position, DeMarcus Aldridge, and for the utility player, take Tristan Thompson today. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's fantasy forecast for FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a 2-game slate. Real fast, we're going to go back over to FanDuel and show you guys something interesting that I'll do a video on later. If you go into the lobby, guys, and I'm sorry about you, Texas guys, I really am. I mean, they're shutting them down in states left and right. You'll see there's a slate that's Monday, Tuesday. The beauty of the Monday, Tuesday slate, guys, and I know it doesn't really even show that many contests in it. Look at that. It's like nothing. But the beauty of that slate, if you think about it, and you would have to enter it to, like, in just a couple hours, is that you have more games to play with. You've got four. I just analyzed 2 for you, but you could try to analyze those games on Tuesday. And I'll tell you just off the bat, just by looking at them, Portland and Golden State, you're looking at another Golden State being the high-scoring game you want to target, and Toronto and Miami is probably going to be somewhat low-scoring, to be quite honest with you. Toronto just won and is basically going back-to-back. They're tired, and same with Miami. They're both tired teams, and they're both slower teams. You're looking at an over-under of 190 on that versus an over-under of 210 again. So you're going to be targeting the Portland and Golden State game. And then some players from the Cleveland, like LeBron James again tonight, and maybe a couple San Antonio players if you build a slate like this. I'll try real fast. I only have 2 minutes before this video is going to end. But, if I was going to build one real quick to target just within those games, Portland. Tonight, Irving. The shot guards. We're going to need some cheap people. There's no way around it. It's going to suck because I'm going to end up over somehow, some way. The position is so much better all of a sudden. Look how much better it is. It's amazing. It's like you can punt. Speaking of that, we should punt one of these. Instead of Kyrie Irving or something, we should take Livingston to get some extra money real fast. We're going to have to. Curry's still going to be out. Klay Thompson's gone up. That hurts. But Klay was instrumental. DeRozan just dismantled last time. I might do the same thing again tonight. You can take DeRozan to clean this position up a little bit. Let's see. What else can you do? You could do Dwayne Wade. You could do Klay Thompson. Let's leave that open for a second. Don't have much time. Minute 20. Kwame Leonard, possibly. Let's look at the cheap ones. I probably would have Leonard tonight. I'd probably have LeBron James too. I just probably would. I'd probably be still spending up in that position. Probably be spending down at least one of these, so you'd have to be cheap here somewhere. What else is it added on? Ed Davis in a high-scoring game. Let's see what else we could do here. I target the higher-scoring games, like I was saying. Draymond Green. Oh, you're running out of salary though, pretty fast. You might have to drop someone else even still. Steven Adams could be a good pick though again, like I was saying tonight, if he gets more minutes. You got Bogut too in the high-scoring game. That's actually pretty nice. The Bogut pick there against Tristan Thompson. There's at least 12,000 left, and then a couple better choices. Yeah, you could take like McCollum in the higher-scoring game against Wade. Is there 5,000? That's a $4,000 choice. If you go to Ibaka, how far down can you drop over here against McCollum? Well, you have to go all the way to J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith will get minutes, but you could just drop DeRozan too, to McCollum or something. Well, you guys see what I'm saying. All right. I hope you enjoyed Fantasy Forecast today, guys. Go on out there and go win some money. Optimal lineups. Enjoy.